This is Cutting Down the Nets, Thursday, January 13th. And don't look now, but we're going streaking. Feels good to bounce back. Last couple days have been a lot of fun. Don't get too high with the wins. Don't get too low with the losses. College basketball is a grind. So, what do we do here? If you're new here, we've bet 500 games, all verifiable on BetStamp. User ID CDTN. All I do is I have built an efficiency model. It uses the adjusted efficiencies for the teams playing, mashes them up, and creates a point spread. What's unique about my model is it heavily weights recent play. Anything that shows at least a possession variance between my model and the point spread, I dig into a little bit, narrow that down to a pool, and then start to eliminate games based on risk. So risk would be a matchup that's a little concerning. Maybe some three-point regression is due for the offense or defense for either team. Maybe it's just a high-variance game with lots of three-pointers. A lot of ways that bring risk into a game. I tried to reduce that as much as possible and then play what's left. That's it. Easy game. So let's get to Thursday's slate. We start with the Hoosiers traveling to Iowa City. If you've watched these videos before, you know that I am a lifelong Hawkeye fan. And it's a little early, but the Fran slide is coming. Every year, around January 26th, I'd say. Sometimes it doesn't come till February 10th. But sometimes the slide can last right up till Selection Sunday, and you go from being top 3 KenPom team to playing game. So Iowa's adjusted defensive efficiency the last 2 games is a 114. For those of you scoring at home, that's not good. However, they do shoot a lot better at home. Indiana, like most teams, has not played as well on the road. KenPom has this at 3. I have it closer to a pick'em, and the point spread's 4.5. So I think it's pretty fair, but getting some value there on the Hoosiers, and that is a bet I think I'll lock in tonight at a 4.5. If it's a 4, I might wait a little bit. We'll see. People are going to look at Indiana's road record and be like, hey, they haven't won a road game yet. Yeah, they've only played like 3. Ohio State, Wisconsin. This one is showing in gray. I have it close to a pick'em. It's 3 right now. I'm waiting to bet against the Badgers. I want more than a possession, and I don't know if this is the spot at home, but I'm coming for you, Wisconsin, and it's going to happen soon. BYU Gonzaga, not much there. Oakland Cleveland State shows the play. There's 3.4 points of value identified here because I have Oakland by 2.4. The line is Cleveland -1. Story of this game, just inconsistent profiles. There's not enough matchup edges for me, and I think you're going to see that throughout this slate, that, hey, play was identified, dug in, there's some risk there. And we'll call it out, and you can make your own decisions and decide what you want to do. Down to the next orange game. By the way, I just kind of fly through the ones that don't show value. If you have a question on any game or want some matchup insight, one, I'd follow Jordan Majeski. He is Mr. X's and O's. But from a data perspective, I could certainly tell you what I see from shot selection and or any of the edges with the 4 factors, whether it be effective field goal, turnover, rebounds, or free throw rate. So Florida Gulf Coast at Kennesaw State shows us a slight play for Kennesaw State, but there's a major offensive edge for Dunk City here, so I'm going to pass on that one. We will keep scrolling till the next orange game pops up. We have Long Beach State at home against Santa Barbara. I have this close to a pick'em. The line is 4. It could grow to 5, as KenPom has this at 5, but I see a major offensive edge for Santa Barbara there as well. And when we talk offensive edge, we're talking whether it's via shooting of the offensive team or lack of defense on the defensive team. But if you're weighting the 4 factors, effective field goal, aka shooting, is by far the most important. Then it's turnovers, then it's rebounds, then it's free throw rate. So a little scared of Beach's ability to stop Santa Barbara there. Trend continues here. Asheville at Winthrop. I have Winthrop -1.7. So Can we back Asheville in the spot? Asheville is a major three-point defense regression candidate, which is concerning. What I mean by that is they've allowed a very low percentage of three-point makes. And look, if Baylor's doing it, are they going to regress? I don't know. But Asheville, probably. Can it all happen in one game? Yeah, it can. Typically, it happens over time. But either way, it looks like a bad trend is coming. These teams are very similar. 7 points is a lot. It's a high variance game. I'm showing a lot of value here. So I need to stew on that one a little bit. That's why it's in orange. St. Mary's at Pepperdine. I have St. Mary's by 7 on the road. Line is St. Mary's minus 12. The St. Mary's offensive profile really got dragged down by that BYU performance. Meaning, if I were to massage that, throw it out, do something with it, this 7 probably becomes closer to a 9, and then it's less of a play, so there's concerns there. But shot quality for St. Mary's is real bad right now, which is bizarre for a St. Mary's team. But their defense is strong. Major defensive concerns for Pepperdine. As of now, this is just going to be a sit out for me. How many times am I going to bet this team? St. Thomas, located about, 12 miles from my house. NDSU, a little bit of Jekyll and Hyde. They've had some poor performances against really poor teams, and then they just showed up against rival South Dakota State. I like the Tommies enough here. So if I'm going to bet a plus 10, I want to make sure that team can score and keep up in the game. And the Tommies can be destroyed inside. However, current shot selection has the Bison shooting a lot away from the basket. And I think you want a jump shot contest here if you're back in the Tommies. Plus 10 just feels like a lot of value. I'm just concerned that the Tommies keep showing up as a play. But hey, they keep coming through for us. The last time we sat out a Tommy bet was when we were scared of Oral Roberts, and that was sharp. Next green game, North Texas at Marshall. So, a few games ago, we pointed out that North Texas was probably due some three-point defensive regression. It kind of hit already, so that's starting to balance a little bit. But obviously, when you're playing a Marshall team, you're going to be dealing with a high volume of three-pointers. So all other matchups are pretty neutral in the spot. So as a pure data play, I like it. KenPom is 4, however, so I'm not going to jump on the road team laying 5, but will be backing the green. I just want a better number. Next up, Georgia State and South Alabama. This shows as a huge variance, 7.8 points from the point spread. South Alabama favored by 2.5. I have it closer to 10. Georgia State, 41% 2-point offense, which is hard to do. There are a couple teams that can eclipse that from 3-point range over the course of a season. But when you look at shot quality, South Alabama 163 overall, Georgia State 136. South Alabama offense 245, Georgia State defense 146. South Alabama defense 96, Georgia State offense 115. And there are pretty significant turnover concerns here for South Alabama. So I'm hesitant. I like it from a data perspective. And I really like Georgia State's 2.0, but this shot quality has me a little hesitant. So with KenPom being 2, I'm not going to jump on this, and I'm willing to wait a little bit. Tarleton and New Mexico State. Anytime New Mexico State is the opponent, I first check size before anything else, and Tarleton really lacks size here. And from a shot quality perspective, New Mexico State 141 overall, Tarleton State 227. Just feels like a little too much risk there with Tarleton's interior defense. Gate and Navy. Gate kind of coming around a little bit. I mean, certainly not to the level of recent years, but the Gate has turned a corner a little bit. So, Navy, I have by 10. KenPom says 7. Line is 5. Navy's shot quality profile is far worse than where they're ranked from an efficiency standpoint. That indicates luck, according to the shot quality guys. I'm starting to come around on them. I think it's a great thing that they're doing. I'm understanding it better, but some of this is, yeah, they're probably not due the win and loss record that they have, but yeah, I'm concerned about that for sure. Colgate has a far better shot quality profile than where they show up on Torvik, and to some extent, KenPom is pretty close there. So I just think there's a tremendous amount of risk in this game, and I'm trying to be careful. Northern Kentucky at Youngstown State. Shot quality edge here to Youngstown State. Turnover edge to Northern Kentucky. I have Youngstown State minus 8. Line is 3.5, but KenPom is 2. So that is one that I will be monitoring. If it goes the wrong way, I'm willing to set it out, and I want a better number, ideally under a possession there. Some orange here just based on pure numbers. So Belmont Lane 23, just not something I like to do. Same with Louisiana Tech, Lane 19, and Idaho covering against anybody. So line is 15.5. Idaho Weber State, I had it closer to 12, which, yeah, I want more. But KenPom 17, so that one could end up on BetStamp if I had enough line movement and felt some conviction there. Western Illinois at North Dakota. Tough to lay a big number on the road in conference play, and Western Illinois has certainly not been consistent. But North Dakota has been consistently crappy, so it's something to think about. Lehigh and Bucknell. This feels like a buy low on Bucknell. I think they're turning the corner a little bit. Awful record, but data-wise, not too bad. And I think Lehigh is due some 3-point defensive regression. So line's 3. I've got 9. KenPom's got 6. We're going to just try and catch some closing line value and hope we're right. Last game, SIU Edwardsville at Eastern Illinois. Lane 6. I have it closer to 11. It's a lot of points on the road, but I'm okay doing that when the home team has offensive concerns. Eastern Illinois has cracked 0.9 raw points per possession once this year. That is a sign of an awful, awful offense. So, can SIU Edwardsville score enough? I think so. Here is what I'm looking at for my pool. When I make a play, it's on BetStamp. BetStamp has notifications. You can do whatever you want. You can bet early, you can bet late. Hopefully, after seeing these numbers, you can determine if line movement has occurred, what you want to do in that spot. But my pool, the Tommies, plus 10. North Texas, minus 5. Not in a hurry to bet that game. SIU Edwardsville, minus 6. Bucknell, minus 3. Youngstown State, minus 3.5. Not in a hurry to bet that game. South Alabama, minus 2.5. Not in a hurry to bet that game. In Indiana, plus 4.5 at my beloved Hawkeyes. This is Cutting Down the Nets. Let's keep riding hot.